When I first walked in, I felt like, wow, I'm in a timepiece.
How many years has it been?
19 years.
They're at a point now where they're like, it has to happen.
We love the look of the house, but there's a lot of things that don't work for us.
The fireplace is completely off center. Have you considered just selling and moving?
Not an option.
I just hope we can give them something that they're going to love. Yeah.
I am worried that Angie feels she's not getting a fair trade, so I'm hoping a little makeover will help with that. I'm just hoping that we've given them enough function, style, and privacy so that they don't hate their house anymore.
Oh, wow.
This is beautiful, and I love all the storage here. This just feels like home. It feels so me. Like, I'm excited.
Do you have big design dreams but a small scale budget? How creative can you be in just 48 hours?
Rollers down, let's go.
I'm Tia Mori, and I'm giving handy homeowners 2 days, $2,000, and the help of some DIY designers to see if they can totally transform their space and pull off a weekend refresh.
On this week's episode of Real Health, we explore effective ways to boost the immune system and the lifestyle habits that can help support good health all year round. We'll also be exploring the benefits of swimming and aqua fitness and why these low-impact exercises are ideal for people of all ages, especially when it comes to mobility and joint health. And finally, we'll be unpacking how family dynamics and childhood experiences can shape our relationship with food. That's Real Health this week, only on the Home Channel.
In this week's episode of Finest Homes, we visit a spectacular coastal home brought to life by architect Renato Grassa. Designed for effortless entertaining and comfortable family living, it's a home that embraces its remarkable setting. We also meet interior designer Anna Correa, who shares a city apartment transformed to reflect her client's vibrant personality, proving that even a rental home can make a bold design statement. That's Finest Homes, only on the Home Channel.
In this week's episode of Fresh Cut, I'm looking at the theme of modern contemporary design. I'll show you how to choose flowers and arrange floral designs that exude a modern contemporary look and feel.
And it will just hold it in position. Ta-da! And now you can create a design.
I then show you how to use vases and arrange floral designs that complement the modern contemporary look you want to achieve. Fresh Cut, only on the Home Channel.
Right here in the heart of Johannesburg, something new is taking root. In Rosebank, the city slows down just enough to breathe. And what's happening here is redefining what Pan-African life can look like. And trust me, this is only the beginning. But let's see what else we have on the show today.
We step inside a dream escape designed for slowing down in style. We see how Zambia's fashion scene is set to hit $90 million, and one woman is ensuring local heritage leads the way. What happens when Brazil and Nigeria collide for one big cultural celebration? Bibi Ray is in Lagos to find out.
I'm Tanya Visser, and you're watching Afrimax.
Whether you're a design enthusiast or looking for inspiration for your next home makeover, we're here to get your creative mind into gear as we unveil the trendiest tips and tricks of interior design. We explore the homes of some of our favorite media personalities, influencers, and what's trending in a new segment dedicated to trawling social media for hacks and DIY. And as always, we showcase South Africa's finest interior designers and decorators, sharing the how, why, and what. This week on Design For You Trends, we visit the futuristic home of artist Fatwani Mukeli. Then we troll social media to see some of our favorite celebrity homes and their interior design styles. And Farai Chinya takes us on a tour of his newly designed coastal home that exudes a touch of Africanism. Design For You Trends, only on the Home Channel.
Gardening is your passion, digging in the soil is your pleasure, and growing your own food is your mission. We've got a lot in common. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, including yours truly, with The Gardener magazine, filled with the latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips. Available from leading retailers or online at thegardener.co.za. From cover to cover, it's gardening at its best.
The Gardener Masterclass is proudly brought to you by Stark Airs, the foremost African commercial and home gardening specialists of globally sold premium seed and innovative gardening solutions, growing together for a sustainable future. And the Gardener and Detainee magazines. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips.
Morning everybody, this is Winter Gardening. So full of colour. Yeah. So if you're looking at your garden out through the window, or wherever you are watching from, and you're thinking, man, how come there's so much colour here? And your garden doesn't quite look like that, well, it's okay. You're in the right place. We're going to help you get it right. And I'm going to share some cool plants that are going to really give you that bump of colour, that little bit of punch. Because in winter, and I keep on, and I go on and on and on about this, flowers seem to just enhance with the cold. Their colours enhance. You get beautiful foliage. There are ways and means of using the things around you and that are available at your local garden centre to really get that brightness. And that's what it's all about. 3 pots, guys. Mixed containers, and you know, there's only one Afrikaans word, then there's only one word. Mixed sounds like, well, it's mixed, but in Afrikaans there's a beautiful word and it's called a mengelmoes. There's a mengelmoes, and yes, that's exactly what it is. You pick up your favorite plants, see what jumps at you, see what jumps onto your trolley, and yeah, bring them home and pop them together into a container, and you are going to have bright, colourful cheerfulness right through winter and into the spring. How do you look after them? What are they? We're going to dive straight into it. And then I'm going to say hello, because then I'm going to get up and go over there. But right now, while we're here, let's do it. Let's do it. Beautiful little dianthus. Guys, this is called Jolt. You can see they've got a lovely tall stem. You get Jolt in, or these taller dianthus in a red, in this lovely pink. You also get a bicolor with white, white and pink in it. I love them because they go on and on and on. In terms of care, when this guy goes over, you just cut him back halfway, not all the way down, just halfway. We've got some petunias, and certainly if you are in anywhere except the Western Cape, so anywhere where you don't get winter rainfall, then, guys, half day sun, you can even put them on your patio, even put them indoors as long as it's got a bit of light. And all you've got to do is, when they start going over, you know, thumb and forefinger, get in there and follow that little stem down and just nip it off. There we go, just like that. And they're going to keep on coming. In here, we've got a rock star plant. Man, listen, and the problem is when I really like a plant, then it goes all over in the garden. And these are scaviolas. Scaviolas, insanely good for pots, because look, they've got that beautiful, they just kind of billow over. You get it in this indigo, you get a gorgeous white, tough as nails, guys, full sun, poor soil, edges of garden beds. This is a great, great plant. Bidens, look at it here. Bidens. Now, some of you will know the yellow bright yellow. Bidens, which is a member of the blackjack family. Yeah, that horrid weed. And look, you can see, you know why it's a member of the blackjack family, because look at its flowers. But I think this one's called Pretty Pink. Just go and look out for it. Incredibly tough, guys. When it starts getting a bit too wild and excitable, give it a light pruning. It'll come back again really easily. Pelargoniums, bang. I grow them during the winter months because we don't have the rain, but wherever you are in the country, you can grow pelargoniums. All that these things need is good soil prep, all right? So a high quality potting soil, very, very important. In that high quality potting soil, come with me, and I'm going to show you what we're going to put in, which is super, super important. Into your potting soil, I will definitely, without a doubt, 2 or 3 handfuls, so get your trug, 2 or 3 handfuls of Bio Rock Root Builder. Okay, so this is going to make sure that we're getting all those good things. Fulvic, humic acid. It's got calcium, which is going to give our roots that good start that they need. That is what you want to put in there. And then into my mix, I add 1 or 2 handfuls of Bio Ocean. Pelletized chicken litter that's got a bit of a boost of seaweed. So we're getting all of that. That's in our prep. We mix that in so that when you've planted them and they're going on and doing their thing, a couple of months down the line, you know that they've got the food. They've got the food, guys, and that's what's so important. And then to make sure that they're keeping on going, because remember now their roots are like all in this beautiful, gorgeous stuff, you are going to give them a feeding, and you do this once every 10 days with some Kelpak. Guys, what is this? Kelpak, it's basically a stimulant, but it's full of, I say it's a stimulant, it's a plant growth regulator. That's a terrible word though. For me, what's important about Kelpak, it's got all the auxins, cytokinins, because it's made from kelp, all right? Seaweed, same stuff that's in here. And what it does is, it's almost like, I use it for anything that's got a cough or anything that looks like it just needs a bit of an oomph. So you can never use too much. You dilute it into water. Excuse me, I had to have a cough there. Maybe I need kelp. The guys from Starcares are pretty clever because this lid actually is your measuring thing. So actually don't, you see there's 20 mils there, and it's an easy dilution. It's 10 mils into 1 liter, and you can mix it into your watering can, water it in, soak it in, and you can use that for your indoor plants, orchids, anything, guys, veggies. Just give it some of this. In fact, I was driving yesterday, and yeah, this is a side note story. I was driving yesterday, and the lady on Addis here was asking people to send in their gardening hints. Oh, and the one came with, yeah, there was some interesting stuff there. I'm not going to talk about the other stuff that spoke about, but yes, some gardening hacks, which I don't know. But never mind. The one guy who phoned in, and I can't remember his name, he was like, ek gee alles Kelpak. As het siek lyk, as het bietjie rough lyk, if he's just planted seedlings, he gives them Kelpak. And I was like, hey dude, I like that. I like that. So yeah, that's the stuff, guys. That's the stuff. All right, so let's see who's here, and let's say good morning. So I can actually say good morning to all of you. Let's see who's here online. Lanisha, good morning, good morning. Gavin, good morning. Cookies, good morning. May your seed multiply and expand. I like that. I like that. I like that. Soraya, good morning. Christopher, good morning. Terry Lee, good morning. Good morning. Riaz. Oh, thank you, Riaz. The Gardener magazine is beautiful. Yeah. The July-August issue is out at the moment, and she's a rock star. And you know, and folks often say, well, what do I do? What do I prune? What do I plant? Well, if you're not listening to this, and you need some added or some more stuff, then that's your guide. That's what you need. It takes all the nonsense out. It's what to prune, what to plant, exciting things, how to grow them, how to cook them. It's all there, and great inspiration. Tian, good morning, my lovely. It's a beautiful day in Cape Town. Congrats for Chelsea. Here was a breathtaking display. Donkey Tian, yeah, it was breathtaking. I actually don't, gosh, it's been a whirlwind. I got back, and then I think the next day I was at work, and then I went to a conference, and then we had open gardens, and now we're here. Wat sê julle, was 'n bietjie rough. Yeah, but it's been good. It's been good. Thank you. Elizabeth, good morning. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Jane, good morning. Renata, good morning from a cool and overcast PE. Yeah, yellows. Yunel, good morning. Susan, good morning from Cathcart. Oof, that's chilly, hey? Yeah, Cathcart. That's brr. Gavin, I see you've got a question. We're going to get to that a little bit later. Right, guys, so welcome to all of you that are watching on Facebook or on YouTube. And we're going to kick straight into it. So you've seen some of the inspiration. You've seen what you can be planting by literally doing those combinations. Now, don't be stressed out if you're saying, come with me, Mace, if you're saying, oh, but Tanya, I don't really want to do containers or whatever. The point is, guys, you take what I've got here, and you can literally take this and open it up, so fold it out into a garden bed. Because that is the combination. So we've got height, which could be in this little lavender. This is one of the Australian lavenders. Quite whimsical, beautiful grey foliage. Grey foliage is always wicked. And notice, in here I've got a grey foliage, and there I've got a grey foliage. This is a little carnation. So in a garden bed, this could be towards the back. Here's your middle planting. This could be your edging as well as that. And then there you've got your plant combination. So think about this. This would be to give you a bit of height. Maybe put 3 of your dianthus. Group some of your greys, 1 of them, 3, 5s. Remember, we only work on odd numbers. 1 or 2 petunias for a few pops of colour. And there you've got a little garden bed. So always think about it like that, and think about those heights, 1, 2, 3, and groupings, because that's the repetition. And when we have those groupings, and then if we've got a big enough bed, we could repeat that. We could repeat some of the planting, and that's when we get the beautiful harmony of repetition. And when repetition comes into a garden, that's when the eye calms. Okay, all right, that was like 101 on design. Right, let's go back this way. Okay, if you're in a very, very, very frosty, cold area, like Chile, okay? Guys, remember, frost cover. Remember, if you haven't bought yours yet, please make sure you go and get it. Frost cover, and importantly, when you put the frost cover over plants, you want to make sure that it actually doesn't touch the plant. So you want to put something over it, something like conduit. Works really easily. So you know the electric conduit, you can just pop that in the ground, bring it over, and then you lay that over. That's really important, and tuck it in. Remember, it's like you're putting in a little blankie. So put down the frost guard. If you don't get a chance to remove it during the day, it's okay, because the plants can still photosynthesize, they can still do their thing, and you don't need to have to take it off. Okay, so please go and scratch it out, the garage or the garden shed or wherever it is, and remember to put that down. Right, so we've got color, we've got the frosting. Now, what else about frost? Guys, one of the ways that you can protect your garden and your soil, more importantly your soil, which in turn protects the plants, is of course by mulching. Mulch that soil. No bare ground at any time, especially now during the winter. And I've got two examples here of really what all of us should have. All of us. And I've told you this before, but when the leaves start falling, and we don't have any, these are from plane trees, you know, the London plane tree. We've got avenues, we've actually just got some down the road here. And literally I drive around with black bin bags, like a roll of black bin bags, stop, jump out, load as many leaves as possible into the black bin bags, throw them on the back of the bucky, and on my way home. I'm like, yeah, I'm a leaf collector, I'm a womble. But more importantly, I am a leaf collector in the autumn months so that I've got all of this. And this, so look here, as soon as it's dry, it breaks up into this beautiful, fine material that we can then put around and make a beautiful mulch. This can be as is, can go onto your garden beds, as is. Or you can take this and you can start composting it. And this is some mulch that it's half composted material. So it's kind of like in between. Out of one of our bins, we remove this and you can see it's still got some leaves, it's breaking down still, but look at all that beautiful organic material. This is golden. This is absolutely golden. You can even smell it. It smells like a forest floor. It smells like a forest floor, and this is absolutely golden for your garden. So you place a nice thick layer around plants. Remember, not all the way up to the stem, because you can cause a bit of collar rot. So around plants, any bare naked bits of soil, mulch. Okay, if you can't get this and you can't get that, then you go to your local garden centre and you buy bags of compost or bags of bark nuggets and you use that. Just use something, because what does it do? Keeps the soil nice and constant, traps the heat inside there, also traps the moisture in, because we know it can be really dry in some parts. I mean, we haven't had rain for weeks and weeks and weeks. I know others have had too much, but most certainly in the drier areas, we want to trap that moisture in. And plus, it's going to reduce your weed growth, which is seriously important. Okay, so that's mulching, guys. Please, just mulch. Just mulch. Mulch. Now, winter is a time when some visitors to our garden really, really need help. Okay, and those are the birds. Yep. Those are the birds. So I know if you're feeding, boy, and if you have started feeding, then they kind of get quite demanding, you know, and they're gonna tell you. And when you go on holiday, you've actually got to get a bird seed feeder, a bird seed feeder. The person that puts the seed out. I don't know what you call them. A bird sitter. There we go, Kev. It's a bird sitter, not a pet sitter or a dog sitter. It's a bird sitter. Yeah, because you've been feeding. You can't all the way just take away the food source. But there are other ways that you can do it. And that is by planting beautiful grasses. And these were picked this morning out of the grass garden. And remember, there are a whole lot of things. In fact, I can think off the cuff of 3 important reasons why it's so important to plant these. Number 1, they're so beautiful. They give that change in texture, they give that flow, they soften hard shrubs, they change during the season, so you're going to get greens, you're going to get browns. And now during the winter, yes, a lot of them have browned off, like these Muhlenbergia here. I mean, these are its beautiful plumes. But guys, we're not going to prune these. We're going to leave them as is, dry, crunchy foliage, but with these lovely plumes. And yes, this is a food source for the birds. Also, this over here, and this is a grass. Gee, I think more of us should plant this. And it is a wonderful indigenous grass, and this is called Satera. Now, it's got a broad leaf, very, very broad green leaf, loves growing in semi-shade, even dark under trees. It will grow, and it requires nothing except a hard pruning once or twice a year. And here are all the plumes, and look at all the seed on here. So that is a beautiful source for the birds. I love it. I just love this grass. It grows just outside here under the fig tree, which is really dry. That soil, guys, I probably have to get a pick or an auger to kind of dig underneath it. But this grass is entirely happy there, and it does its thing. When it starts getting too tall, about 1 meter, and starts kind of starting to hang over, we literally get out the hedge shear and we just go chop, chop, chop. Really short, and it comes away again. This is, for me, one of the sexiest, most beautiful grasses. These beautiful black leaves. This is called Pennisetum vertigo. But look at this. Look at this. It's like fireworks. It's like fireworks. And these are the flowers with the white there. So you get these beautiful black leaves, and then up above it are the flowers. And guys, vertigo can get a bit taller than me up there. Once again, if it gets too high, prune it back. But vertigo is lovely. And here, the seeds are starting. And after that, this is after flowering now. And then the food source is all in there. Yeah, so feed them, guys. And if you haven't planted, you can still plant. You know, if you don't have any grasses, it's okay. Just, you can plant them now. Because 99% of them are incredibly frost resistant, so they'll be rock stars in your garden if you plant them now, and they just add so much to a garden bed, a design, a feel. And then we just had to add this in because the Leonotis, the wild duckers, are in flower now. This is the cream. Oh, look at it. Look at it, look at it, look at it. And you can see amongst the grasses how lovely it looks. And when I say they soften plants, and I'm going to give you a really practical example here, because winter is also the time when these guys look at their best, and these are conifers. Now, love them or hate them, in fashion, out of fashion, for cold climate gardens where you get minus, you cannot have a garden without conifers. And I want to show you very, very quickly, and the way I'm going to do it is there. But can you see? You've got something. So conifers hold their shape nice and compact. This is one of the Orianana compactors. Geez, they got horrible names. I'm going to read it to you. Platycladus, however you want to say, Orientalis Orianana compacta. Staan rechtop. Yeah, Orianana compacta. I'm just going to say it's a dwarf, short, compact conifer. So you get some that grow tall, 6-7 meters. You get these, which only get 80 centimeters. Lovely, nice, conical. During the cold, golden. They will go golden. And remember, conifers, that fragrance is just, it's health, it's cleanse, it's clean. But what I want to show you is, do you see this contrast? So whether you've got one conifer, whether you've got a second one, which is this bad boy over here, and this is Juniperus variegata. So imagine if we had this at the back of the bed. Juniperus variegata with these little flecks of white that look like snow, gets to about 1.5 meters, really nice and structured for the back of a bed. And look deep. So here, if we had some grasses growing in between, and if we had a bit of Leonotis popping up there, do you see what we're getting? Do you see what we're getting? Does that make sense? But it just softens, the space that you have. But guys, if in doubt, and you're in an area that gets loads of frost, conifers are the way to go. And no matter what size or shape your garden is, there'll be one for you. Important when you're planting your conifer, remember, same things we spoke about earlier for that mix. So yes, you want to use some of the bio rock. You want to put a good few handfuls in that. The important part about conifers, guys, is this. They have got these rigid leaves, their foliage. Okay, you can see that. The thing is, conifers, unlike other plants, don't droop when they are thirsty because they've got these little spines. So when it's thirsty, it's not hanging like your impatiens. So critical when planting is to not let it dry out. It's like a tea bush. It's like a protea, and we're going to get to those. Because so many of you have planted these proteas, tea bushes, plant it, water it, lovely. 4 weeks later, there's this brown blob in your garden. Brown leaves. You touch it, all the leaves fall off. And that is because it dried out. So initially, a good watering once a week. Very important. Good watering once a week, but I'm going to show you another trick, another hack to get around it. So if you do forget, they're still going to live. Okay, very important with conifers though. Okay, right, let's head it over here. So, who else has come to join us? Why does I'm going to answer this one. Why does half the conifer die? Only half. Crazy, Gavin. I hear you. Half the conifer dies. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's probably got, and what you're going to do, stay there, Mason, I'm going to come along here. With your conifers, guys, I want you to look out when, inspect them. Remember, the powers of observation are your best friend in gardening. And how you're going to inspect them is, and this is the Italian cypress aphid. It's when the conifer goes black. You get like the stuff oozing off the stem. Or, excuse me, half the conifer dies. You're like, why? Why? Go and look inside. So you open it up. Now, this is a healthy conifer. You open it up, and yes, there aren't going to be leaves in here, guys, because there's no light. But if you see a black sootiness, like if you rub your finger on there, and it comes off, and you see this like black mold, and sometimes some gooiness, bang, you've got Italian cypress aphid. How do you treat it? Best way to treat it, guys, is with a drench, okay? I would recommend something like Koinor that you use, dilute it into water, pour it around, and that gets taken up as a systemic and will work its way through the plant. But you also then want to knock it down. Okay, and you knock it down using something like Service. Service, you can use Garden Gun, you could use Organocide Plus will also do it, but you want a general insecticide that's going to knock down those aphids. Okay, but that's why half of the conifer goes to heaven. All right, who else is here? Oh, please repeat grass names. Lauren. Stay on the line, caller. Come with me. This one is Mulhenbergia. Mulhenbergia. But I'm going to say that there are lots of it. Or look out for pennisetums at your local garden centre. Pennisetums, Mulhenbergia. Most of the garden centres are really smart. They put all the grasses together. So then you can walk up and down, you can have a look at the textures and see what you want, okay? This one is called Pennisetum vertigo. Okay, and this one, the broad-leafed green one, is called Cetera. Okay, right, got it. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so we're looking after the birds. We got the conifers sorted, and I was actually trying to get to see who else was talking. Color for foliage color. Look at these ericas. I mean, come on. This one is called Queen's Salma. You know, they are incredibly beautiful, incredibly. And a lot of us have bought proteas, guys, like this one over here. This is more, these are the leucospermums and the leucodendrons, which is more in the foliage. But we've got something like this, which is our typical flower that we all look for, which is called high gold. This is a great one. We've got this in the garden, a really good plant. So, great for cut flowers, good for the birds. Can we plant them anywhere in South Africa? Absolutely, yes, you can. Here's the trick, though. The trick, though, is many of you have planted them and they die. And they die. And the main reason that that happens is because lack of water. Same thing. These things, their leaves don't droop. Okay, so we've got to work with that. The other thing is when you are planting a protea, you dig a good big hole, you make sure they've got good drainage. Good drainage is key, absolute key. So if you've got a heavy clay soil, you want to get some of those blue stones that you get from your local hardware store, put a thick layer of that at the bottom of the planting hole. So it forms like a sump, so that your soil, your compost that you've mixed with your garden soil can drain through and the moisture then ends up there. But the other thing is you don't use anything like superphosphate. You don't use anything like the bio rock. You don't use that because any Protea feignboss family, they hate phosphates. Phosphates make them die. Whatcha? Dead. Okay, so no phosphates. And that's an important lesson that some of you might have learned. But here's the thing about the watering. And this is important. I mean, look at all those fine hairs. And, you know, think about where they naturally grow. So some of these will be growing on a little stream. Some of these will be growing on mountains through the rocks. So they've got this fine root system that works its way through. And imagine if, guys, and this is where kind of practical gardening comes in. Imagine if all these beautiful, healthy little roots dried out. That's when trouble comes. Big trouble. So how do we avoid that? How do we fix that? I'm going to show this to you very, very, very quickly. I've explained it before, but I've never actually shown you how to do it. And guys, this is what we do when we're planting under trees where there's dry shade, dry shade. We use it for our proteas. We use it for our tea bushes. And I also use this when I'm doing a container mix that I know is going to be in hot, hot, hot sun. So this is what I want you to do. And I think I was meant to say that this is a section that I'm doing. Was I meant to? Oh, stay on the line, caller. Please pause for an advert break that I was not aware of, which I've just remembered. Oh, no. I'm embarrassed. You know, the problem is I get too excited and I'm so in and I'm oh, what's that mean to do something? And it's not through lack of Megs and Isolde behind. They're holding up these signs saying, do this. And I'm not even looking at them. I'm too busy doing what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm glad you're back after that little commercial break. So this is what we're going to do, guys. And I've explained it before, but sometimes people are like, nah, I don't get it. And this is the trick to when you're planting in those areas that I've been telling you about. And I'm doing it in this. It's not exactly the most practical. I would do it in a trug, you know, one of those, my Gucci handbag. I would do it in that, but I want to show it to you in this so you can actually see right inside here. And 3 liters of water, standard, okay? 3 liters of water. And then we're going to take some of this stuff. This is the savior. This is Hydrocash. It's the polymer. It's water-retaining granules. It's enriched with carbon. Guys, if you read on the back here, ma caramba, and it's very small, but 3.5 liters, 3.5 liter pot. So that would be about a 3.5 liter pot, okay, is 18 to 16 grams of dry granules. But I use it differently. So you can use it as dry granules, or you make a slush puppy. And personally, this is a much more fun way of doing it. So you get this little guy over here. Okay, you can see the black, that's the carbon. And look how fine it is, guys. And I'm going to start off literally with just putting in 2 scoops. And so it's 3 liters of water. Okay, right, 2 scoops. Look how fine it is. See there? Okay, 2 scoops. And I'm literally just going to gauge it. So 3 liters of water, 2 scoops. And we just give it a little mix. Okay, we're going to give it a mix. And immediately, Mace, if you're really close, you'd be able to actually start seeing these little granules start doing something. And this is like, for me, this is gardening at a different level. What it does is something so simple can solve so many problems. So many problems. I mean, hanging baskets that just dry out and die. You add some of this to your soil mix, to your potting soil mix, and it is absolutely brilliant, because what it does is these little polymers, those fine things, swell up to 30 times their own size, and they hold that weight in water. 30 times they hold that water. So imagine you're out at work doing your thing. You have got this little granule in your soil that has got 30 times its weight in water. When that plant needs it, when those fine root hairs need water, will make sense. They'll take it from here. And then the next time you water, they then swell up again. Yes, hold the moisture. It's like a little storage. It's like a little JoJo tank under the ground. Yeah, I quite like that. Okay, so as we're going, you can now see, come in over here, you can actually see how they are busy swelling. You see, those are little granules there. So it's forming slush puppy. Now, the longer you wait, and if you're patient, which I don't have time on my side, so if you left this for about 10 minutes, 2 scoops would be more than enough, because this would turn into this beautiful slush puppy. But to just move things along quickly, because I know we all don't have a lot of time, I'm going to add another scoop in here. So that's 3 scoops. But guys, for back home, for when you actually are doing this, please, you don't need more than 2 scoops. You just got to wait a while. And we're just going to give this a good stir, because I want to show you what it's going to do. Okay. Are there any questions I need to answer while I'm waiting for this? Oh, the Dussie question. Oh, kukarasi. Okay, the Dussie question. Yeah, they love plants. They love plants, guys. The only thing I can suggest to you with Dussies is there's a product called, wait for it, Buck Off. Seriously, it's called Buck Off. You can order it online. Check out if your local garden centre's got them. You dilute it into water, you spray it on the plants, and apparently the taste is revolting. And yeah, the Dussies won't eat your plants. So Buck Off is the one that you want. Right, this is doing just what I wanted to do. So I'm going to leave this for a while, because I don't want to add more, but look here, look, there it is. See, look at that. Beautiful slush puppy. Like little caviar. Okay, leave that there. I'm going to come back to this because I want to show you practically how to get it done. Whilst we are waiting for that, I want to talk to you very, very quickly about rose pruning, because that's going to be coming up. All right, for those of you that have got roses, you're going to get all stressed out and you're going to say, oh my word, how on earth do I prune the roses? I want to give you some this is possibly the easiest way to prune roses. So you don't know, like, if it's a hard pruning, a moderate pruning, how much do I prune? And I'm going to give you this example. Whatever your rose bush is, say your rose bush is a meter. So it's a meter. It's going to be up here, okay? You would then do a moderate pruning, which would be about halfway. Severe pruning would be more. But whatever your rose is, you need to prune it, Okay, you need to prune it. It's important that you do prune it back. Number one, these are the steps. Remove dead and diseased. Okay, any branches that are crossing, remove one. You don't want anything crossing. Once you've done that, you are then going to thin it out. Get rid of all whimsical thin stems. And you want to be left with 3 to 5 main stems. That's what you want. Okay, 3 to 5. How do we get there, and what's an easy way to do it? And this is an easy way. You take a stick. Okay, take a stick. You measure 10 centimeters. Okay, see that? 10 centimeters, make a mark. From there, you then measure 50 centimeters. I beg your pardon. From there to there's 50. Okay, so it's 10, from there to there's 50. Then from there to there is 70. Okay, so this is how we do it. 10 centimeters. You use that wherever your rose bush is. So let's just take this guy over here, and you push it into the ground up to 10 centimeters, up to that line. Okay, now, this is how we do it. If you are going to give a severe pruning, you would prune up to your first line, which is 50 centimeters. Because this is a young rose bush. This one hasn't even been planted, obviously. It's still in growth. So if your plant was up there, okay, you would still use this stick, exactly the same. There is a severe pruning. You wouldn't go any lower than that. Your next one, which is 70, is your moderate pruning. So it's a really good guide. To start off with, what you then do, once you've removed the dead, diseased, okay, you've removed the thin, whimsical thing, any cross, then you literally take a pair of secateurs at this line and you just cut, shoops, straight off. Doesn't that make it easier? That's for severe, and that is for moderate, and there's your height. And then you want to be left with those 3 or those 5 main stems. Nice and easy. Okay, so keep this handy. And it really does help you along the way. And remember, when you've finished pruning, you're going to spray with lime sulfur. What does that do? It drops the leaves, gets rid of any dead, any hohos, scale, mites that have been living around. It literally smothers them and kills them. And you spray the soil around it. And then you're going to give a good feeding with something like fruit and flower. Fruit and flower, added potassium. It's got the nitrogen in, it's got the fulvic acid, it's got all the goodness in calcium, and that is going to really wake them up and say, come on guys, it's time to wake up after winter. Okay, Miss Lish Pippi's here. Miss Lish Pippi, come on round, there we go, have a look. There it is. Oh, you want to see the packet? There we go. It's called Hydro Cash. Now look at it. It's still quite runny, guys. You see that? That's what we want. Okay, we're still quite runny. So, what do? You dig your hole as normal. Dig your hole in the garden. You're going to add once you've dug your hole, you're going to take your compost. You're going to mix that with the soil that you removed. You're going to, in this case, because we're using proteas, leucadendrons, you are not adding anything else. But what you are going to do, you're then going to take some of your compost in there and you're going to add it back into the hole. Okay? So add that back in. Let's pretend that this is compost. So we're going to add some of this back into the planting hole. Okay. Let's have a look here. So there's my planting hole. And I've added the compost in. And then, and this is the trick, you take this and you pour at least a litre. At least a litre. Look at it. Full of water. Full of the good stuff. And then you take your plant and now imagine this would obviously have the walls of your hole in it. So it would hold it far more. And then you take your plant and you go in the slush puppy. In the slush puppy. Now if this was held up on the sides by your walls of your hole, that is going to come all the way up here. You see that? And that is then the well that we have made, which is full of water. Full of water, all these little granules. So when your plant needs it, it can suck it up, especially during the early growth phases, because this stuff is biodegradable. It will break down and disappear after 3 months, and after 3 months your root system is well and developed, and your plant will be happy to just go along and do its thing. And that, folks, that is one of the killer secrets when dealing with fynbos, ericas, leucospermums, leucodendrons, tea bushes, and of course conifers, because it allows the plant to just have that time and that well of water that it can rely on, like a bit of an insurance policy. So yeah, I hope this helps you. It really has helped us in difficult areas where we're trying to plant and garden. Okay, so now, right, let's move my slush puppy out the way here. And completely biodegradable, not toxic at all. So yeah, so don't stress yourself. It really is a good thing to use. And of course you can use it dry, where you would then just sprinkle it according to the instructions on the back, and you would then mix it into your potting soil or into your ground. So you don't have to use it like the slush puppy. I only use it as a slush puppy when I am planting specific plants that I know need that moisture. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what are we on to next? Winter happens to be one of the best times for veggie gardening, especially if you in the coastal belt, dry, in the non-rainfall areas. So summer rainfall areas, even, and I'm going right up into Gauteng. Yes, you are going to have to protect against frost, but that's okay. We have the frost cover. Or you're going to do it in containers and you're going to lift it. But folks, there are so many amazing options that are now for veggies. Because if you've never tried veggie gardening, if you've seriously never tried veggie gardening, winter has to be the best time to do it. Okay, I have some questions, so I'm gonna hit this. Oh, can you also use hydrocash for roses? Yes, you can, 100%, especially for your starting out of your roses. Janelle, I definitely would. It's gonna be very interesting. I've actually never used it on roses. You know that? Yeah, I'm actually going to do the test. Yeah, you've made me think. Thanks for that. I'm actually going to make some slush puppy when I plant these guys into the garden. Okay, thank you. So, veggies. This is out the veggie garden, guys. This is a winter veggie garden. We are halfway between the coast and Pietermaritzburg. Nice, beautiful, mild winter days. As I say, if you're in a frost area, in containers, lift them, and this is what you're going to expect. Beautiful lettuce. Look at that broccoli, and look at the steroid-driven bok choy. Oh! This is insane. Bok choy, little bit of garlic, bit of olive oil, quick fry, dash of soya sauce. Bob's your uncle. Delicious dinner. Delicious. So not only I get to feed the chickens as well, because I got some outside leaves. So guys, for me, it really is a great time. And remember, it all comes down to the prep. Oh, and there's one caramba brinjal hanging out here as well. Phew. So when it comes down to veggie gardening, it's all about the prep, okay? Make sure that you've got your compost in, got your bio-rock in, feeding your soil, so important. What are the options when it comes to sowing seed now? What can we sow, what can we plant? So an indicator, a very good indicator, is when you go along to your local garden center and there is spinach and there's lettuce and there's some tomatoes and there's broccoli. If they're available there, you know you can plant them in your area. Just use that as your guide. And remember, if you are in a frost area, you've got to make sure you got the frost cover, all right? Put them into containers. But in terms of sowing, geez, guys, the world is your oyster. From beautiful radish, lovely leeks, carrots, cauliflower. I mean, the lists just go on and on and on. And remember, when you're sowing your seed, follow your instructions. If the seed is fine, the finer the seed, the less you have to cover it. Use that as a guide. Bigger seed, you have to cover it more. Finer seed, literally just a sprinkling of something, of your seedling mix or the soil that you're growing it in. So use that as your guide. Very, very important. And then, when we're talking veggie gardens and even citrus, because citrus, it's a big time for citrus now, guys. And I want to make sure, as a tip, please, make sure you're watering your citrus a good deep watering once a week. Good deep watering, especially if we're not having rain. Remember, when you water, if this is the stem of the tree and those are my leaves, from there up to here, that is the root zone, okay? You want to water all around there, not just around here. And when you're feeding, that's the same, all the way out there. So when it comes to chojos, and guys, it happens. Aphids, oh, caramba. Aphids love broccoli. Now, I mean, who wouldn't want to have some yummies here? Who wouldn't want to make this thing? What have I got? I got hydrocash. Oh, I'm going to do some, what am I going to be, a Maui? No, I'm going to do an all black. Are you sure this thing is clean? Is it gone? Yes. Well, you have to put spit and take it off. You know what? It's staying. I can even match it. So if you're really worried about it, we can then just, you know, because now everybody is making me feel very self-conscious, so I'm just going to match it up. Okay. How am I looking? Have I got war marks? Yeah, okay. Nunus and chojos, guys, aphids. They love broccoli, they love your cauliflower. And who isn't going to? It's yummy, it's been fed, it's got good nutrition. And we always, I mean, I know people ask me all the time, guys, what can I use that's going to be safe? What can I use that's not going to destroy things, break up the soil? What can I use? And this is my go-to. It honestly, this is my go-to. It's called Organicide, guys. You'll know what it's made of when you give it a sniff. You'll know what it's made of. Yeah, Portuguese restaurant. It's got garlic. This is Macro's Organicide. What is it made up of? It's got canola oil, which helps to smother all the little insects. Canola, garlic, and it's got the extract from the chrysanthemum, which is the pyrethrum. Now, you mix those three things together, what do you get? You get an organic insecticide that does the following. It's got what we call a quick knockdown action. So you spray the aphids, mealybug, those things, spray it, bang, it whacks them, all right? You can literally eat the veggies and that 2 days later. That's it. Even a day later. This has a very, 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 very quick withholding period. So if we have to look at it here, so, and the one thing is, guys, please, this isn't oil-based, so I do suggest you spray either early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Because it's got the canola oil, it's important that you don't spray in the heat of the day, because it's an oil. It could burn the plants. But you are looking at, you can spray within every 3 days, and this will also do whitefly, red spider mite. You can deal with ants, and you're dealing with it in an organic, effective way. So that works for me, and that's why we use it. So it's Organicide. Guys, look out for it. Canola oil, pyrethrums, which is from the chrysanthemum plant, okay, and of course garlic. So that's what I am going to tell you to use there. Plus. That's to deal with all those sucky insects that want to destroy things. The other thing, guys, is that if you are growing veggies that might be susceptible to powdery mildew, downy mildew, citrus, sometimes get that black spot on the citrus, on the actual citrus. Powdery mildew, downy mildew, very, very common when we're talking about tomatoes, cucurbits, so all of those. What would you use? You want to use something that's okay, that's safe, okay? Copstar. This is a copper-based, purely copper-based fungicide, so it's going to do downy mildew, powdery mildew. It can be used on beans, watermelons, pumpkins, cucumbers. The list is endless, and that has a very, very low withholding period. I think it's 3 days, 3 to 6 days for some of them. Repeat spraying. It also does rust, and it does black spot, and it does that important thing that happens on citrus. You know, when your citrus starts getting, it works from the inside, and it starts rotting from the inside out. This Copstar will deal with it. So yeah, use it with confidence because you know it's an organic product. Can I use Copstar on my lettuce? Something is eating mine like crazy. Okay, guys, Copstar is a fungicide. It's for diseases. Insects, you use organocide. Okay, so you get two different things. You get fungicides, all right, and this is organocide. This is for hojos, chewy, eaty things. Who was that question from? Because you made it disappear now, and I didn't see the person's name. Rabina, my question to you is, please go out tonight with a torch. Go out with a torch tonight and see if there aren't any snails. Because if something's eating them like crazy, I think it could be snails. So look out for that first. If you don't see any snails tonight, then you're going to have to go. It's going to be something else. Could be a little caterpillar. Could be grasshoppers, something along that. Okay, so then you would use the organocide. Lauren, my star jasmine leaves are all russet in color. Okay, yeah, they're all russet in color. So the cold makes your star jasmine leaves, it's a reaction. They go that red, almost maroony. It's quite normal. It's literally just a reaction to the cold, so don't stress about that. Do we prune rose bushes this time of the year? I would wait. We're at the end of June. We come to the end of June. 2nd to 3rd week of July is when you would prune your rose bushes. If you are in an area that gets very, very cold, very hard frosts, I would prune even later. Okay, so those are your rules. What else that I want to share with you? There was something else I wanted to share with you. Gosh, my brain is going all over the place now. Guys, I found this plant. Like I say, winter doesn't have to be boring. This is a beautiful salvia, guys. We've got it growing in the garden. This is called Salvia Red Roman. Sweet, full of nectar. Full of nectar. And we're talking about the birds, we're talking about the grasses. This is a wicked plant. It's almost an orangey red. They call it red Roman, but there's another color going on here. Good plant for the garden. Going to get about 1 meter in height. And remember, when it starts getting a bit scraggly, use the tools of your trade and prune it viciously. Be aggressive. Prune it. You're not going to kill it, I promise. Alyssum for lovely color during the winter months. This is a little pink. Of course, you get the white. Smells like pots of honey. Loves full sun. We've got some white in the front garden, and man, it's looking just too gorgeous. Well-drained soil is the trick. Don't overwater it. Very important. And then this little snapdragon, guys, and I know this is going to cause a bit of chaos. I found it at a garden centre in Johannesburg, and if you are anywhere in Gauteng, then you can rush along. I was actually at Stodel's Bryanston yesterday afternoon, so pop in there, and this is where I found this beautiful snapdragon called Snap Black. Look at it. I mean, can anything get more beautiful? Beautiful dark black foliage, and it's got these pale pink little snapdragon flowers. You can see it's one of the taller ones. I can't wait to put it in the garden. And if we're really talking about mixes, come here, Mason, I want to show you. So imagine if this was the garden bed again, and you've got something like a tall snapdragon, or you've got a foxglove that you want to put. Do you see? Look, dark against the pink and something grey. Do you see what the colors do? Near something blue. So this could be my height, all right? I could even put it there. That would be my height in the garden bed. This would be my medium, which is this beautiful little geranium, and then the scaviola. So it's 1, 2, 3, high, medium, low. Thriller, filler, spiller. Got it, got it. Right. Okay, guys. I think I've got one more. New puppy. What do you recommend I use for snail control? Very, very good question. There's only one thing you need to use, please. And I suggest you use something either called Pheromol or Zero Snail. Guys, please, very important, these two. Only these two. Pheromol, Zero Snail. Look on the box, and if the box says under active ingredient iron, as in the periodic table iron, the element Fe, you use that. Iron is put into the bran, which is the bait. You put a little bit out, the snails come along, they eat the bait, which has got the iron in it. It makes them slow and sluggish, and they lose their appetites, and they go and hide and die. But if the dog had to eat the snail bait, if the child had to eat the snail bait, if they had to eat the snail, nothing would happen. The other stuff is poisonous and it's aggressive. Okay, so please, very, very important. All right, and lastly, guys, winter is traditionally a time when you want to plan, you want to fix things, you want to fix that path, you want to put up that pergola, you want to put up a bug hotel, you want to do something, but it's a time now because, yeah, there's not that many tasks, you know. You planted all your color. So use the time wisely. And I'm sure that all of you have got loads of past issues of The Gardener or Detainee magazines. And I suggest you take them, go through them. This is the latest one. Which has got symposiums. Ooh, we have got some amazing articles in here. We've got plants for pots and for patios. We've got a wonderful story on Andy de Wet, our king of agapanthus, and his story. We've got loads of competitions in here. You can win an auto mower from Husqvarna. Yeah, really simple. And a great veggie section and an amazing feature garden. So guys, if you're worried about what to plant, what to prune, how to do it, well, here it is. It's in The Garden or Detainee. But what I want you to do, while you're sitting, maybe with your glass of Oros or red Oros, which is called red wine, and you are contemplating life, go through the magazine, look at pictures that you think you might want to use in your garden. Something that talks to you, like these topiary balls with the gravel around it. Work on what we call your dream board. We all need a dream board, okay? And the more times we actually visualize it and look at it, the more it will sink in, and we could work out what space we could actually do it in the garden. Whether it's some pavers we want to put down, whether we're trying to work out maybe where could a little water feature go. But within these pages of all the magazines that you have is pure inspiration. So go back to them, look at it, cut them out, use it as your guide, as your book, as your knowledge base, and that feeds the soul, because that's what gardening is about. So, folks, a huge thank you to Stark Airs, to Atlantic, and to Macro Home and Garden. Guys, I think we have armed you with enough to get going, and make sure that your winter garden is as beautiful as ever. Till next time, God bless you and yours. Take care, and most importantly, happy gardening.
The Gardener Masterclass was proudly brought to you by Stark Airs, the foremost African commercial and home gardening specialists of globally sold premium seed and innovative gardening solutions, growing together for a sustainable future. And the Gardener and Detainee magazines. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips.
If gardening is your passion, digging in the soil is your pleasure, and growing your own food is your mission, we've got a lot in common. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, including yours truly, with the Gardener magazine, filled with the latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips. Available from leading retailers or online at thegardener.co.za. From cover to cover, it's gardening at its best.
As we evolve, we are going to understand that bigger is not better in a small space. Not only is it better for the environment, but it's also better for human interaction.
Properties that used to be a single family home, like the one we're sitting in right now, can very easily be split in separate units, and you can, in a very, very small footprint, achieve the same that you used to achieve before.
A house is like a container for your life. It should be adaptive and generous to future changes.
What makes a house a home? Over 8 weeks, 21 homes full of style and character are competing for the title of Home of the Year. Tonight, the judges will visit 3 very different homes, scoring each of them out of 10. The home with the highest score will go through to the final at the end of the series. Looking for functionality, individuality and clever design are design legend Hugh Wallace,
character. That's what I'm looking for when I walk into a home.
award-winning architect Amanda Bone,
When I open a door to a home, I want to feel uplifted, happy, calm. I want to feel in a good mood.
and introducing our new judge, award-winning interior designer Sarah Cosgrove.
Making an interior look effortless takes a lot of hard work.
Maple, Piccolo, come here.
Property developers Sarah Beanie and her husband Graham Swift and their 4 boys have swapped life in central London for a 220-acre semi-derelict farm in rural Somerset.
This time of year, on a day like today, there is nowhere in the world more beautiful than here.
Over the past 3 years, they have built the home of their dreams from scratch. Each week, we'll follow the family tackle another part of their grand country house.
Can you manage it? Yep. No, can't.
From trying to create eccentric and extraordinary rooms,
I think that would be quite full on.
Well, yeah, that's good.
to outstanding outdoor spaces for the whole family to enjoy.
Look, it's the moon. That's so cool.
And throwing themselves into unusual local events
There's one there. Yes! Oh!
as they work to build their new life in the country.
A magnificent chateau has been lovingly brought back to life. Over 50 beautiful spaces have been rebuilt, restored, or reimagined. Their hard work not only helping create a successful wedding and events business,
People are smiling and they're crying and they're hugging and they're drinking bubbly, and you know what, this house was meant to do that.
but also an extraordinary family home, bursting with love, joy, and laughter. Now it's time for the final chapter in this French fairy tale. One that is packed with new adventures, But best of all, a happy ending.
For decades, I've tackled some of the toughest backyards in the country
I'm shaking. Oh my goodness.
to help people achieve their dream of a perfect garden. And I thought, what if I could transform their garden and their home and bring the outside in? Well, now I can. So I'm helping some truly inspirational people for whom a new indoor and outdoor space will be life-changing, as well as my usual crew
Oh, you bite easily, don't you, Mr. Titchrash?
Here's Kimberly to work together
You copying my ideas? Might be gaining inspiration.
to turn the outside and the inside into jaw-dropping and life-changing
Perfect.
places to live.
How the hell have you done that?
Welcome to Love Your Home and Garden.